Hello, my friends. Trust you're all keeping well. This is one subject I thought I'm not going to have to touch upon forever, or for a long time at least. But unfortunately, in the past few days, due to certain circumstances, meetings, and of course, meetings, when I say it has been online kind of meetings, and talking to various people of various age groups, my kids' friends, and others who are my colleagues, ex-colleagues, etc. I was like, put me into a thought process, and I said, okay, I might need to share this with everyone. Before I get there, I just wanted to share a few historic details, which I'm sure a lot of you already know, but I'm going to just recap that for you. The World War I ran for approximately 4 years between July 1914 and November 1918. What was the reason behind that war? Politics, imperialism, secret alliances, and stuff like that. Okay? Of course, the main reason, as I remember having read, was the assassination of the Archduke, what was his name, Ferdinand or something like that, of Australia, which then triggered off more and more events, and then it led to the World War. What was the end result? The allies of the US, France, and the United Kingdom came out winners. How many were the casualties? Well, approximately 40,000, a mix of 50-50 deaths and serious injuries. World War II, that lasted for a little longer, approximately, I would say, around 5.5, 6 years, from 1939 to 1945. The reason that war happened was nations turning into militarism, where, of course, Hitler led Germany, and then the Japanese. And, of course, there was the breach of the Treaty of Versailles, right? Where, of course, the Germans had thought that because they had to have signed a treaty, they had lost out a lot of their own territory and things. And therefore, due to the coming on of Hitler, less said about him, the better. This war escalated. Germany attacked Poland, and then the United Kingdom and France came in, and all that kind of stuff happened. In that, there was about 75 million people who lost their lives. Again, people like the United States and their allies, which included China, came out winners. Then you had the Pearl Harbor in December 1941, where the Japanese made an attack on the United States. In August 1945, the bombing of Hiroshima and was it Nagasaki by the United States. I mean, this went on, and again, of course, we had the war between the Vietnamese. It was essentially a war between the north and south of Vietnam, but as in a lot of cases, you find the United States, they want to interfere in any and everyone's business except looking after their own, wherein they themselves had lost over 100,000 lives, right? And now we are faced with a war of humans fighting not amongst themselves, but fighting an alien called a virus, COVID-19. I would address it, like to say, COVID-2019 for numerological reasons. And I only, was it yesterday or this morning sometime, I heard that because of pressures, the United States is thinking of retracting that lockdown. I mean, how crazy is this? The cause of the spread of all this is human. There's not a bullet that has been fired, and today the United States has already lost over 100,000 people. Life globally has come to a standstill. And my friends, life is never going to be the same again. This virus, people are not talking globally about the eradication of COVID. They are talking about containment of it. How many people have gone to the IMF for loans? Is the IMF giving them loans? No, because they're going to use those loans for different purposes. And what they want is to contain it. When you give people money, they're going to go out, start doing things, all that here. We first need to contain it. But the word is containment. Right? It's not the same. Where did this start? Why did this start? Again, this is getting back into, it was all about the economic strength. In all the wars, the purpose I'm saying, all that we did was build up weaponry, machinery for destroying. It was never ever looked at using all this for the benefit of mankind. It was always used, the money was always or essentially used in creating destruction for mankind, for greed. What can you achieve now? You can't even get out of your house. There have been wars and wars and wars literally every year ever since the World War II of different magnitudes, and continues to be there. Why? For what? War for oil, war for water, war for this and that. What for? And just to try to prove your superiority on somebody, it's like, India is one of the biggest manufacturers of that particular tablet. I'm forgetting the name of it. I mentioned it earlier there. And the US says, if you don't give us our share of what we have asked for, we're going to look at sanctions. My friends, wake up. And this is, I'm just giving their thing. It's nothing against you. It's about a human mentality. Wake up. You don't need to be killing each other. You don't need to be grabbing each other's land and property and whatever else to have a good life. Look at ways of investing your time, your money, your energy and everything on the betterment of this planet that gives us everything. We are in every single way just going about destroying it, destroying our own lives. Today we are faced with a situation where you have the money, you can't do anything. That's the way the universe has hit back and said, it's time to wake up. Enough is enough. This social distancing is going to carry on. It's going to become the way of life for many years to come. So we've got to wake up and understand that we need to start giving back to society. We need to start investing our time, energy in the betterment of each other, in the betterment of this planet, giving back to this planet. And in this regard, of course, people who realize it, who have come alive to it, younger generation, midterm or older generation, this is what do we do? What do we do with our lives going forward? Alternative careers and all that. Well, my friend, that's a separate discussion. And there's a lot that one can do. I'm here. There are a lot like me who are ready to give our time to you, to show you ways of conducting your life in a much more joyful, blissful manner, getting a lot more out of life, giving back in turn to each other, to your country, to this universe. Right? So I have been doing this and talking about this for years on end, and I'm still here, and I'm prepared to help anyone who needs that guidance. I do still get a lot of calls coming in to me, but this is reality. Just think about it, my friends. I speak with so much pain in my heart that in spite and despite of all the tragedies that we have been through, mass murder, I would say, 40 million in the First World War, 75 million in the Second World War. How many people, I mean, Vietnam was not Vietnam. I remember I've gone to Vietnam and visited that country and seen the destruction. It's unbelievable. Beautiful countries just flattened out. For what? Greed. So let's wake up, my friends. And for those who are confused in what they can do, like I said before, earlier, the cost of living is not expensive. The cost of a lifestyle is expensive. But there's nothing wrong to earn money, provided you use it in the right way. So take care of yourself, my friends, and think about what I've said. Let's start helping out and reaching out to each one of us. Till next time, God bless you. Stay blessed. Namaste.